I've got to share with everyone. Hey guys, happy Monday, wherever you're tuning in from. We're so excited to see you and say hello. I've got to share what we were talking about just then. I said to my partner this morning, I was like, okay, babe, so for me receiving $300,000, what do I need to do today? Like as an action, what do I need to do? What's the first thing that comes to the front of your mind? And I'd said, yeah, what's the first thing that comes to the front, like comes up? And he's like, sort of just paused for a second. I was like, quick, brain's so fast. Like, what was the first thing? You just downloaded, like, tell me. And he's like, well, for some reason, it was inboxes, like getting your inboxes, like outreach. And I was like, oh, so that's the only thing I haven't scheduled today.
I was like, okay, to make some time for that.
Yeah, definitely. So maybe stay up, and that's what just Santa Claus. Maybe stay up a little bit later. You know, this is what sometimes needs to happen when you're going for something or you're birthing something brand new or whatever effort and energy is going into this thing. It's going to sometimes require anything that it takes, all that it takes, which is powerful. It's really powerful.
Yeah, I really love that question. It's good to ask those around you and like sort of trust them, or not even that. It's like knowing that we don't always have all the answers. I mean, we have all of our answers. However, people are also just reflections of us too. So that's a really good question.
Yeah, I love it. I love being able to use the intuitive gifts and that we all have and download messages.
Also, maybe there's something that you're not, or that you're avoiding, and it's on that to-do list, or it's something that you keep thinking about in the back of your mind and you're not actioning. So it's like, what is that thing? Because I know you and I both know that we have been wanting to get more in our inboxes more and more. But even for us, that's been something that has been more of a, I guess, a challenge, a lesson. So what is it for you in your life that you're like, okay, it's this thing? Maybe it's like washing the car, or it's, I don't know, it could be really simple too.
Yeah, something super simple. We'd love to know. So today we wanted to just have a chat for the next 5 minutes and check in with you guys, because it's really interesting that came up was around freedom of toilet breaks.
It sounds weird, but it's massive.
There was so much that came off it and Court and I just quickly touched on. What do we want to talk to everyone about today? And we got, you know, it was like relationships and it was other things that we were chatting about in the house this morning. Yeah. And then literally we got on Zoom together and I was like, oh, I quickly need to go to the toilet. And then I just had this moment of being like, oh, I'm so grateful that we do what we do and we have freedom of life, literally, that I can go to the toilet at any point and it not take away or be frowned upon or shamed on or I'm embarrassed about or any of these things that actually I used to experience a lot at my prior jobs, many jobs, office jobs, fast food restaurant, like just so many different sectors. It's not just one thing that applies to this, where there's like shame or guilt from either higher management of like, you need to be working more, you can't have more toilet breaks, or they're like monitoring when you clock in and clock out to go to the toilet. And it's like, you can't then drink enough water to then, because you got to pee. And so
all the things.
Like all the things. And so this is actually a really big topic to talk into, because you might be sitting there being like, oh, well, it doesn't really matter, or it, you know, or that I don't really consider that. But actually stop and reflect. Do you consider that? Do you drink less water because you don't want to go to the toilet? Is it even like drinking less water because you can't be bothered going to the toilet because you're so drained from your job and you got to sit at the desk, and so it's almost too much effort to actually even go to the toilet? So then you're just like dehydrated like a prune, and then you're also sitting there and not functioning properly. You're sitting in your own shit, literally.
Literally. Well, your digestive system, if you're not drinking enough of good quality high quality water, it's your digestion system isn't going to be great either way too. So it's like that's a whole other topic too, reflecting on your digestion system and being like, okay, what am I doing? in my system and my routines and my rituals. Like, there's so many things that can come off this conversation, but it's so important. And it seems so little, like Kristen's saying, but it's really not. Like, have you ever really reflected, being like, you know what, I actually want to be able to go to the toilet whenever I want. I don't want to be time managed. I want to have the freedom to, be at my desk at home and work online and help people. Whatever it is, like, are you actually happy with where you're working, like what you're doing, like the little routines? We always talk about this. It's the little things that make the big things. So like, what are you doing in your little day-to-day things? And we work like a lot, like everybody works so much of their lifetime. So it's like, are you really happy there? And do you like being monitored? Do you want freedom of toilet breaks? Like, it's a really good question.
Really, because how you do one thing is how you do everything. So if there's not even this small amount of freedom and no shame and no guilt, no embarrassment, no like gossiping in the office about, oh, she or he goes to the toilet so many times, or like they must have issues. It's like, if you don't have, or you have a glimpse of that and you don't not have that stuff happening, how you do anything is how you do everything. And so that sort of energy or vibration or frequency or lack of freedom is carrying through in all other areas of your life. It really is. And this is where the magic is. This is where, Courtney and I talk about our success formula that you can go through. This is where the magic really starts, is doing a complete, honest audit of all your time or all your energy and your desires, and where everything is at. And of course, we can't cover everything off in one sitting. It's like a lifelong journey. However, you start to think and observe the people around you, the way you are, and you get to choose going forward what you desire and how you're going to lead in that as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, which is really powerful. So it's very, very powerful.
Tell us in the comments, do you want freedom of toilet breaks? Freedom to the toilet breaks, we say. Go into your workplace then, be like, you know what? Freedom of toilet breaks. I'm going to go whatever the fuck I want.
Literally, I absolutely love it. I just need to see if I'm just doing something strange.
I was like, what's happening?
I think that's fine. I'm not sure. Okay.
Let's leave it there. Right.
Leave it there. Yeah. So anyway, so what else did you want to talk about, Courtney? Check in with everybody and say hello and...
Well, I mean, this week for us personally, we have some incredible things happening. We're going down to New South Wales, hanging out with some very incredible people and mentors in our life, and who are coming into this space as well in business and what we're doing, which is amazing. And just we're going to be working this week, but then also have the freedom to, do retreats and be on this personal development journey as well for ourselves. So we've got some incredible things happening this week in like personally wise and in business wise. I'm really excited for this week. How about you, babes?
Yeah, with Nurture Fridays, we're still going to have the event up and you guys can connect. Last Friday was amazing to connect with all the ladies that did come, and you guys can still go there in the morning from 9 till 12 roughly, connect with each other. So which Courtney and I just won't be there. We'll be there next Friday. So it's a place where for a lot of people who work online or at home or feel a bit more on their own in business, or just projects that they're working on, or maybe they do part-time and then they're building their business at the same time, wherever you're at, you can come along to the Nurture Fridays Business Connect event that Court and I have. We do a little bit of work all together. We connect with each other and check in with business and how we're going and share each other's wins. And so we can celebrate each other, because that's a thing that Court and I have found, is there is not enough celebration of one another. And there's two parts to celebration. There is us, there's you being celebrated by people, and then there's also you actually stepping forward and expressing those celebrations or those wins. So it's taking stock, it's taking acknowledgement of your progress or your results or your achievements or your goals or your desires, whatever you want to call them, but it's actually you voicing them. And also that takes a bit of reflection, you looking back and assessing, wow, this is how far I've come, or this is what impact I've created. and you get to voice that, and then you get to see everybody celebrate you. So there's like two parts to it, which is really magical, and that's what we want to cultivate a lot of at Nurture on Fridays, is sharing those things all together.
Love that. Yeah, it's so much fun. And even if you're interested in working online, or you're interested and you just got the day off and you want to connect with other like-minded women and entrepreneurs, or men and women, definitely head down, because everybody's so incredible. Yeah, so friendly. Yeah, it's really nice.
Yeah, so come down on Fridays. As I said, we won't be there this Friday. However, other ladies will be there if they choose. We'll be there next Friday because we'll be in Byron, which is really exciting. So also on for this week, just need to have a look at the calendar.
There's always, we're like catapulting every time.
Yeah, there's so many beautiful things that we have going on, which is incredible, but we'll share more of them as we go throughout the week anyway. So we'd love for you guys, as always, know that our inbox is open, and if you have any questions or topics that you would love for us to touch on, or would love to hear our perspectives on, because there's two of us. That's the powerful thing about Court and I, is being in this beautiful duo together, is we've got like two minds, we've got two bodies, two souls that are just moving together in another direction, a direction together. So, being one person's powerful, but when you start to like expand and have a team and you're collaborating and working with other people, just so much magic really happens. Relationships is the key to life. So yeah, it's cool. It's really cool.
Let us know what you guys are up to this week. Let us know what your thoughts have been from this toilet thought. Yeah, we'll chat to you next week.
You can even let us know where your intuitive downloads actually come in. Mine are in the shower, mine's on the toilet, mine's like driving, mine's like first thing when I wake up, or in the middle of the night, or when I've gone to bed. Like, it's always at a time when it seems like there's stillness and there's like quiet around, and they just come in, they just drop in. So it's like meditative states.
Yeah,
which is
that
cool.
comes from your spleen center for sure in human design.
Yes, definitely. All right, our loves, we love you all very much. Happy Monday. We'd love to hear back from you in comments or in our inbox with anything we've said. And we'll see you probably on Wednesday. We're going to come in and do a live as well. And we'll chat to you soon. Okay.